The autumn wind brings a pirate ship that frolics across the sea, that both common man and superfan ride upon with glee. It sets its sails on Sunday with a stool upon its mast, and that sounds the ring of the internet's king and a bristling black mustache. The autumn wind brings outlaws, misunderstood and feared, and blow for blow they'll vanquish foes while drinking down their tears. The world amazed, all singing praise with Casey Smith upon the stage. Dave and Dan, Dan and Dave.
Really? Ain't nobody care about Dan and Dave. It's prime time, baby.
Welcome to the Pro Football Show presented by Barstool Sports. We are back live in New York. Deion, Dave, Dan, I am Casey. We are going into the week 6 of the NFL, guys. It's flying by. Deion, how was your week?
My week was wonderful. What are you looking at?
I was looking at the background. Like, it's a new background. So I got you holding the trophy, you going to shake Jerry Rice's hand. You got me in the neck brace.
Yeah.
That is new, right? That hasn't
And my
been-
doppelganger.
That's always been there?
For the Panthers.
I think so. I mean, I'm staring at Dan's ass on the panel, so I mean, that's my life.
I haven't noticed that before, so that's what I was looking at. I just got distracted.
It's okay.
This hasn't. It's a different.
He did
Broke
what?
his neck returning punts.
Well, no. I had a bad neck to begin with, and then I re-injured.
You had a bad neck.
You know,
and you wanted to do a pump.
One of the greatest quotes of all time. Dave walked in with that neck brace and he said, "I'm a walking paralyzed man."
Big Cat beat me, fair and square. I got no excuses. So I don't know. LeBron's not paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. I'm a walking paralyzed man.
I am.
Everything besides the walking part, he was paralyzed.
Hey, first of all, knowing a little bit about punt return, a punt returner would not choose to return punts with a bad neck.
Well, I play through. I play hurt. Unlike a lot of people. No, we did it. We had like a video at Zoltan Mesko when he was the Pats, like kicking like moon balls. Also, the day Aaron Hernandez, weird story. So we had Zoltan Mesko return punts. It was the day Aaron Hernandez got arrested for murdering all those people. And Zoltan Mesko was the least surprised guy. It was like
He said murdering all those people like it was just.
Well, he did.
Deion.
He did.
There were helicopters in the sky, and we said that's weird. And then we looked at the news, and we said, "Oh, he's about to be arrested." And he's like, "Not surprising."
Yeah, it was like almost.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, he's a crazy person, so he probably did
That
murder.
surprised the NFL family. It really did. Like you know somebody. You know how we call somebody crazy, but you don't know they crazy.
Well, nobody, I think,
Crazy.
to that extent. But
Right.
that Patriot locker room, and I knew not that they obviously knew that, but they're like, yeah, he's an off dude.
They weren't
so.
surprised. Let's
Yeah.
say
Well,
that.
everybody in the NFL have two guys that we tell them I love you. We call them I love you guys. What that means is those guys have the capacity to come in there and do something very destructive. So every day I see them, I say, you know what, man, I love you.
I like that.
I love you.
Yeah.
So remember me. Whenever I go down,
I love you, man. I love
go
you.
down.
That's funny. That's funny because Brandon Walker and Rico Bosco are my I love you.
Yeah.
So every time they come in, I have to say I love you.
Make sure.
just so that they stay on the right
Couple
track.
guys on the camera, hey, I love you, man.
Yeah, that's very funny. We have the
want you to
same
know that.
thing.
All right, so Dan, you won the week with your
Yes.
record. You went 11-3. Deion and Dave both went 9-5. So for the season, though, I think Deion, you're still leading.
Yeah, I
for the
just wonder
season.
if I'm leading, why am I second on here?
Well, you disrespected the Bears, and you both disrespected the Bears. You both disrespected Teddy Bridgewater. So we'll have to rectify that. They're playing each other.
I would
this
never pick the Falcons again in my
Okay.
life.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to. I mean, we made these picks so early. I actually had the Bears, so I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I don't.
We did record on Tuesday.
And my mortal lock was actually the Panthers. So
This
again,
week. Well, this is last week.
no, wasn't it? Didn't the Panthers?
Oh,
beat
yeah,
the-
that's right, because it's two.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
we're all over the place here.
Yeah.
And I had the Raiders, so
Yeah, Tuesday.
I didn't think the Raiders would win, though.
Yeah.
Tuesday is tough.
Tuesday's too early.
Before we get to the games of this week, you know your guy, Glenny Balls. Have you
I
seen?
love Glenny Balls.
Well, you're going to love him a little bit more.
yeah.
We've got a clip
Yes.
for you that the boys wanted you to see.
Going house balls. Going house balls. That's Glenny Balls winning $10,000.
You won $10,000.
I saw that. I
And
saw
then
that this week.
He did that's the Deion.
No, that was
No, that was the Deion.
That was not me.
That was
I don't know.
That was his.
Okay, he tried.
Yeah,
He tried. I see.
Can you give him credit for trying a little bit?
It was a big version of it.
Look at this.
Look at the footwork.
Yeah, that's the Deion.
You know what?
You gave it a good effort.
I give it.
Who did Ruggins? What's his name? Is that his name? Ruggins, the Raiders wide receiver.
Henry Ruggs.
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 Yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
How big of a compliment do you take that when you see guys do it?
It's great, but they get $50,000 to their charity as well. Whenever they do the dance, $50,000.
You give him
really?
$50,000?
Subway gives them $50,000 to donate to their charity.
No
So
shit.
if I do it right now, I get $50,000.
I didn't know
Get
that.
out and do it right there.
Yeah.
So how many? I didn't know that.
I didn't
so how
either.
many times? Maybe I'm more aware of it now because we're doing the show.
Gotta
with
be
you.
touchdown, right?
Yeah, it's got to be a touchdown.
Okay.
So how often does that happen? Then?
Well, we hope it happen a lot.
That's
because
smart.
People's charity.
Does Glenny get it now that he did it after he won a bet or no?
Well, it should.
We'll give. You know what? I got a nice gold Subway card. I think I could hook him up.
Okay.
He'll love that.
Perfect.
He will
Yeah, you
absolutely
will.
love
That,
that.
Yeah,
that may be the end of the Subway.
Way better than $50,000.
That's
he-
like
Yeah.
Homer
Put him out of
Simpson
business.
Homer Simpson, the endless buffet. Kick him out.
Between that and the
Relentless eating
$10,000,
machine.
Yeah.
he may never come back to work.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
It was a good dance. He nailed it. Ruggins did, not Glenny.
Glenny nailed it too.
Then he did a good job.
And it's Glenny.
tried.
He tried.
It's a big version.
He
of it.
tried. All right, let's get into the storyline games of the week. We're going to start with the Baltimore Ravens at the Philadelphia Eagles. Deion, I know you've been a big Lamar Jackson guy
Yep.
all season. What do you
Love
think
him.
about this game?
Love him.
He looked like crap last week.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
How?
They kept him in the pocket. He had 2 yards rushing.
He looked
but
like.
so he can still win without
Well, the
running
Bengals had
successfully.
6 yards total offense, and Burrow turned the ball.
Yeah,
over
how did
9
Burrow
times.
look? How did your Burrow look last
Awful.
year?
Horrible.
Yeah,
Terrible,
you know
but he
why?
got
Because
sacked.
he played against a real defense.
I'm actually worried that the Bengals are going to kill him
He
because
played it-
he's getting hit so much.
Let me tell you something. Against the Eagles, this Ravens team will dominate. The Eagles' defense are made for the Baltimore Ravens. What they do successfully is really run the ball and play action pass off the run. And the Eagles are they have a lot of problems right now, especially their offense having a lot of problems. Could you imagine what that defense is going to do to that Eagles offense? This is going to be an ugly game.
Dave, what do you think?
I disagree. Listen, I've gone back and forth on the Eagles. The Ravens, we keep saying they're a bully. And you like the analogy of the David Klingler Houston, but that's what they remind me. I mean, the Bengals stink. I do worry about Burrow. They beat them up. But the Eagles look pretty good against Pittsburgh. I thought they played them almost even. Deion says they struggle against the run. I thought they played the run really well against Pittsburgh the other day. They easily could have won that game. So I think they keep this close.
I
guess I got to pick who I think is going to win.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
nice. That'd be good.
Damn.
Is it too early?
No. I'm going to take the Eagles in an upset.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles in an upset.
What'd you take on advisors? Do you remember?
Well, I took the Eagles, but the points. So it's a touchdown and a half. But here you got to shift your paradigm shifted. So I'm going to take the Eagles. I think they could win, and then it would be the free primo subs for everybody.
Yeah, the Eagles are definitely getting better. Carson Wentz has figured it out a little bit. He looks
he
a
hasn't.
lot better.
No,
Yes,
he
he does.
hasn't. No,
He
he
looks a lot better than he did in the first couple weeks when everyone was questioning what's going on.
I will still. It makes me nervous with him. He's an all-time hold the ball in the pocket too long, and if he could fumble with Baltimore, but.
And also just every time he scrambles, it's like he's just looking. He's almost looking to get hit while he's jumping forward. Doesn't defend himself very well. But the Ravens, don't you think the Ravens are a little bit off?
No.
Just a little bit off. Okay.
Just simple.
I think they're going to win
The
this game.
Ravens were off 1 week.
No.
They were
That's
off
not what I'm
last
talking
week.
about.
1 week.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about their run game last year. Their run game was
yeah.
better than some teams' pass
Well,
game.
because their run game was predicated on Lamar Jackson as well.
This year it's not. It's
not
good.
predicated.
It's not what it was last year. Was so good that the Ravens, when they ran the ball, they could be more efficient than half the teams
See,
passing.
Lamar can't win. If he rushes over 100 yards or close to it, you say
I'm not talking about
can't
Lamar.
throw.
I'm talking about their whole run game.
But
I'm
he
talking about their running
is the
backs
run
well.
game.
Yeah.
The reason they're number one by far in the league when they're number one last season is because he contributes probably 80 yards to rushing every week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Ravens. I'm just saying, put it in your tickler file.
I last week the Ravens, because the Bengals were going like 3 and out almost every time, and Baltimore kept getting the ball. I kept waiting for them to put up like 40 points. It just didn't happen. They struggled offensively last week.
Do you think we'll see more of Jalen Hurts this week?
for the Eagles. I mean,
Yes,
credit to the Eagles for finally putting him out there and actually throwing a pass, because there's nothing worse than when
I can't
a
stand
coach
that.
puts out the backup
like that.
quarterback and everyone in the world knows he's running and he runs the ball. So, yeah, maybe. It seems like they'll probably throw in a couple more.
Yeah, they won 27-3 and they struggled last week.
The Ravens, yeah.
Their offense did struggle.
They did.
Their offense.
won 27.
It's just a little off. I'm
was.
telling you, just something's a
It
little
was
off.
27-3.
But
I'll
it
crunch
was
the
the
numbers
Bengals.
for you.
I mean, their defense dominated. How many turnovers did the Bengals? I feel like the
They
Bengals
had several turnovers.
Yeah,
They did.
So Dan, you're taking the Ravens?
I'm
now?
taking the Ravens, but
Okay.
I do think that just something's a little off. And I also think the Eagles are going to get better. The Eagles, Carson Wentz is playing better. They're going to get some people healthy. So I wouldn't write off the Eagles for the season.
All right, let's go to the next game. We're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. As of right now, Baker Mayfield is expected to play. He has a rib injury. Dave, what do you think about the Browns so far?
Listen, I was wrong about the Browns last week, and I said this last week. I didn't know who they had on the schedule this week, but I said last week would be the week to determine are the Browns for real or are they not. Now I look, this is a team, I think if you ask Cleveland fans, the Steelers have owned the Browns, right?
17 straight years that the Steelers have beaten the Browns in Pittsburgh.
So there you
That's
go.
a lot of years.
And
That's a lot.
it's
That's a lot
their
of years.
division. It's been their
That's a
division.
high school kid.
That's a
Yeah,
lot
right.
of years.
And it's been their division forever, the Steelers. This is a huge game for the Cleveland Browns. And I don't know what to think because they impressed me last week. My common sense says, all right, Steelers are going to just beat them down again. But I said if they won last week, I would believe in them. They won, so I'm going to go for another upset, even though part of me is like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Right, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
I don't
Yeah, what
think.
are you doing?
I don't,
What are you doing?
I don't think Pittsburgh's as good as everyone thinks they.
But they're better
Dave,
than the Browns.
Let me put a little
Probably.
thought in your head.
This spread should be more than 3. I know you're not a spread guy.
I agree with that, but let me put a little thought in your head. If it were the Jets having like a year where it's like, ooh, look out for the Jets, and they went into Foxborough, you'd be like, come on, but they're still the Jets.
I would.
That's what's happening here.
He
The
just said
Steelers are
17 years. That's a high school kid.
they've beaten the Steelers 6 times in the last 7
And, and this is where
Total.
we're going to lose Deion because I'm going to do this. But this spread in Vegas somehow is like always correct.
It should be like
so low.
It should be like 4.5.
It's almost like a trap. They're like telling you take Pittsburgh, take Pittsburgh, take Pittsburgh. That makes me nervous when that happens. So that's why I'm going Browns. Even though I agree with everything you're saying, and you're saying it makes no sense. Sometimes the least sense is the most sense.
I'm not a big Ben guy, but
Why?
because I'm not.
We talked about that earlier.
And
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But I do like the Steelers. I love what they're doing defensively. And when I look at a statistic that shows me Baker Mayfield is only 61% completion percentage, that scares me. Not the 3. That scares me.
Has Pittsburgh beaten anybody?
I mean, the Eagles are looking
Yeah,
a
they
little
beat
bit better.
every team they played.
Correct, but is there
How about
anybody
them?
you'd be like, oh, that's an
It
Are
don't
4-0.
matter. They don't make the schedule.
They played the Broncos.
They don't
played
make
the
the
Giants, the Broncos, the Texans.
They don't make the schedule. They just beat everybody on the
Texans.
schedule that is made.
Oh, that's what Houston Klingler did till they played Miami, lost by a hundo.
The problem with the Steelers, or
Maybe Florida
How's that
State,
a problem
too.
with the Steelers in
No,
the 4-0?
I was gonna say the problem with the Browns is that they want to run the ball. It doesn't even matter about Baker anymore. Baker's kind of irrelevant to what they're trying to do.
No, he's relevant.
No,
because when you're
but-
down by 14, which they're going to find themselves down,
Yeah,
Baker's
they'll
going to
be in
have to
trouble.
throw the darn ball.
But if
Well, then he's got your guy who you love.
They do.
I just think the Steelers are
got
too
two of
good
them. Don't forget
against
the
the
other one.
run.
Jarvis.
Yeah, Jarvis is really good.
Yep.
Very
And
good.
this game last year was the Myles Garrett helmet game, right?
Yes.
I don't know
So-
how he's
That's
playing this year.
that is the perfect example of what the Steelers-Browns rivalry is.
Right.
Devlin Hodges beat the Browns last year.
The Browns are a mess. Listen,
Like, think about that. The Steelers, when they have Duck Hodges, who I love, but he beat the Browns.
It's a great name, though.
it's a
It
great,
is a
great
great
name.
name.
Great name.
Great
One of
name.
the best names
Great name.
ever.
You should name your kid Duck Sanders.
No.
That would be great.
King and Duck.
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders.
No, then it's a
Duck.
joke. You couldn't have done that.
Okay.
Do you think he should have been suspended?
That's
for
what I was about to
helmet,
ask.
For whacking the helmet?
He got suspended for how many games?
5.
That's a lot. That's like
Tom Brady
really-
And
got
guess what?
4 for
He's-
not deflating footballs. This guy, I mean, you can't swing a helmet. At
He
him.
used it as a weapon.
Well, if he got suspended for 4 games, I'm pretty sure that they had
You're like so
No, they-
close, Dave, to being one of like the faceless Twitter people. Just add like Ray Rice got suspended only 2 games.
It's True.
Don't you think if he would have actually made like true contact with Mason Rudolph, then it would have
he'd
probably
been out
happened?
for life.
Well, that's why you're going to send a message that, like, yeah, absolutely. Not that
Can't
anyone's
do
going to
that.
get the
Can't swing a
message in the
helmet.
heat of the moment. You're probably not thinking, but
You can't swing them on. So you're going to take the Steelers,
I'm taking the Steelers.
Dave, the Browns,
against my
Browns.
better judgment.
and Dan.
I'm taking the Steelers, yeah.
All right. Let's go to the Green Bay Packers at the Tampa Bay
Tough games this week.
Buccaneers. Yeah, Dan, we saw what happened with Tom Brady last week with the 4th down thing. We know what's happening with Aaron Rodgers. What do you think about this game?
So I'm gonna take the Packers, and it's less about Tom Brady. It's more about the Bucs losing Vita Vea, who is their best defensive player, who basically starts everything for him. The Bucs have been awesome against the run in the last 2 years, and I don't think that I think they're gonna fall off now. That's a really, really bad injury for them. Deion, I mean, what do you like? When you lose a guy like that who starts everything up on the defensive line,
That's big.
everyone's job gets harder, right?
That's huge. But on the back, yeah, because the front end assists the back
Right.
end and the back end assists the front end. But when I look at this game, man, I can't help but think about Aaron Rodgers. When you really, the disrespect that he received in the draft, that he made it the personal vendetta now, 71% completion percentage, man, 13 touchdowns, no picks. That is darn believable. Coming off adversity and someone challenging you somewhat for your job. Tampa Bay is not on this level yet. They will get there soon, but they're not on the level of the Green Bay Packers. I'm picking Green Bay, and I don't even go with points, but this is going to be about 14.
Ooh. So do you think Aaron Rodgers is the MVP of the league right now?
Right now, yes.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's hard to argue that.
Now, if we're gonna
Russell
play the
Wilson.
who have they played game,
Well, I don't play the game.
okay,
I beat who they put on my schedule.
okay.
Dave?
The Packers haven't really played a bunch
yeah.
of people.
Yeah, and listen, I don't think the Packers are going 16-0. So I look at spots where you can trip up. This is one of those spots. I don't know what to make of the Bucs yet. That was a bananas move by Brady when he seemingly thought he had another down.
It
I
happened.
think the worst part is that Bruce Arians and Brady pretended like that wasn't what was happening.
No, that's
They're
what
like, oh, he knew what down it was.
He definitely didn't know what down.
Bruce Arians just kind of.
He knew what down it was until the incomplete. I could understand that happening. He did.
But,
I
I
felt
mean-
like he knew what down it was.
Oh, the
Then
one before?
Then it was after. The biggest mistake they made was the series before when they only accumulated for 13 seconds.
Right.
A whole series that took only 13 seconds.
Yeah.
It should have been running time off the clock.
Also,
That's what the
Khalil
biggest
Mack was
mistake
incredible. So
I think the Bucs somehow win this game. I just don't think they go 16-0. I really don't care for Aaron Rodgers. I don't care for his.
He's the worst.
I don't like his mannerisms.
Why?
Because when he plays a team like the Falcons, he's smiley.
Everybody smiles against the Falcons.
Yeah, but he only smile. He's like Joe Happy when he's beaten up on, and then when he's in a tough game, he looks like a jerk. I think his teammates hate him.
That's not true.
I
would tell you.
I have no facts to back that up.
I would tell you if that was true. Like
they
So give
absolutely
me a quarterback
hate
that
him.
teammates hate. Jay Cutler.
No, don't
yeah.
do
Oh
that.
my goodness.
I like Jay, but
If the lights
Jeff
went out in the
George
locker
again.
room in Chicago,
Jeff
you wouldn't
Jeff
you
George
wouldn't have
again.
known. No.
Jeff George again.
Jeff
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 George.
George teammates liked him. They really liked him.
the
A
only
lot.
one who's ever said that.
No,
They really did like him a lot.
no.
You think that all this stuff about Aaron Rodgers is just kind of like rumors on the outside about how he doesn't get along with his family and how all that stuff?
Now, I can believe the family because they want money.
Okay.
They probably want something. How can you not? The only way you could not get along with your family is they want something that you got.
Well,
And you're not willing to part with it.
then you have to have.
Everybody got family issues.
Yeah, but if you have a family that you remotely got along with and you make as much as that should never be an issue. I mean, you give them
Yeah, it is
unless
with
they're
athletes.
getting wildly
No,
greedy.
it is with athletes. Trust me. And another thing is with athletes, like the guy, his wife, and the mother rarely gets along.
Yeah, I could see that.
Ever.
They hate his girlfriend. Yeah, I could
Ever.
see that.
My favorite is with athletes that you always have like a guy who is there taking care of the house before the wife comes along. So like the first few years, there's a guy.
How can it
he's
be a guy? How
single.
can it be a guy in the house taking
Like an
care of
entourage situation?
Yeah, pretty much a turtle, and then that guy gets.
No. Ain't no turtles in the hood.
Ain't
no turtles in the hood.
No turtle.
Ain't no turtles in the hood.
No?
No. It ain't gonna be no man taking care of the house.
He's the guy
And
who
a
sits
woman
there.
I don't
You
know
mean
if
the
he's
home?
getting
the
turtle.
dog.
I know who Turtle is.
No, I don't think you
that
know
was one of my
Turtle.
best shows.
Entourage is one of the best shows. of all time.
I wanted to do a
Favorite
black
shows?
version of Entourage. Yes, that's what we need to do.
That's what-
one of my
we need to
Be
do
the Vinny Chase,
the
yeah.
black version of
Who
Entourage.
would produce that? Wahlberg did the other one.
We
Would
could-
you go
we could
Wahlberg
find-
or
You
get
would.
a black producer?
I don't care what color. I want the
I don't
people
know
on
if
the
it
show.
has to be. All right,
yeah,
you
but
should do it.
That's a great show.
It's a great show.
So
Great
they wouldn't
show.
be able to
I mean,
live
what's
with you.
Ballers is sort of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not like that.
Yeah.
So Turtle wouldn't be living in the house in your version.
Turtle would be living in the house, but he's not going to take care of the house.
Would Drama be making the breakfast?
Drama's going to be causing drama.
All right.
Yeah.
I like describing
It's a good show.
something as your favorite as
Why don't
your
you do
best.
based on you?
Yeah, you should.
Well, it'd be good.
Hey,
You
producers.
got to play two sports.
Someone do
Producers.
it.
I
Yeah, I
know.
got to
That's a
play
great
two
idea.
sports.
Dumps
Yeah.
water. that could be a whole.
We're not
Harvard.
sugarcoating nothing. No, we're going to get it.
I'm down.
Everything.
Let's fucking do it.
I
Everything
love
is
that.
gonna be done.
Be a
That's
good
one of the best
show.
shows of all time. All right, we're
Call
gonna
it Prime. We don't need to.
I like that name.
Yeah, see?
that
I
name
mean, it
is-
just writes itself.
That's what I'm saying.
Before we get to more games, let's go to #truth. Now, Deion, last week we talked about your guy Dak Prescott could end up in New England next year. We saw what happened to Dak last weekend. He's out for the season. What did you think?
That makes it more likely to happen because of what happened. I hate what transpired. This is what I don't like. You got so many fans like, Jerry should have paid him. Jerry should have took care of him. They offered him a long-term deal. Dak rolled the dice.
I agree with you.
He rolled the dice, man.
I actually-
And that actually happens.
I said that we were talking to Dan. It's awful. You never want to see it happen. But people are acting like he was dead. First of all, he's going to be back. Second
gonna
of all,
make a lot of
he
money
made
still.
$30 million.
Nobody
this year.
feels sorry for an athlete that makes $30 million in a year.
And guess
in
what?
this pandemic.
Someone is going to pay him a lot of money still.
There you go.
It's not the biggest story on Sunday from Week 5 was Dak Prescott's injury. The second biggest story was Alex Smith coming back from a guy who his leg was about to be amputated.
Right.
Injuries are not the same as they were 30 years ago.
It absolutely sucks.
Yes, it
but
does.
it's
the
not
game.
right, and it's not a crying situation for anybody but him. I mean, it sucks, but he'll be back. And by the way, he's made 30 mil this year, like you say, turned down 130. He rolled the dice, and
rolled
it
the
sucks.
dice.
Do you think this puts more pressure on Jerry, though, to pay him because of
No.
kind of the outpouring of love for Dak?
Jerry's not a pressure type guy. You don't put pressure on Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones puts pressure on you. When I had Jerry Jones on the podcast, on our first podcast, in 21st and Prime, Jerry said, you should ask me how much I'm going to pay him. You're going to ask me when am I going to pay him. He's going to take care of him, but the thing is when.
I still think he's going to end up on the Cowboys.
I do too.
I think he'll get another, he's going to be franchised again. That's what's going to happen.
No, I don't
One
think he
more year?
can.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I can't.
I think there's.
No, I think they
limit
can
on
one
Yeah.
more year.
No, what
I think they can franchise tag in one more year.
didn't the guy from Washington, that Cousins, didn't he get franchised 100 times?
There's something though.
Is it a new
I need
rule?
a stat check. There's
Cousins
something- I
was
know, there's something
franchised.
that he did that keeps him from being franchised again. I
Please
believe.
let me know that.
I think it is one more year, or he can become a free agent. But I mean, again, all the
Stat check.
contracts are just.
Damn it.
My
Know
head,
this.
this jumped into my head and has nothing to do with anything. But you mentioned the two sports and a question, and this is a straight. I always put the best athlete of my generation is Bo Jackson. Do you have him ahead of you?
Only because
wow.
I'm a nice guy.
Oh, he hit more home runs too.
No, it had nothing to do with that. The reason I have him ahead, I'm the best athlete because I dropped 30 in basketball in high school as well as the whole state. That's why I'm ahead of Bo. But Bo Jackson, if it wasn't for Bo, it wouldn't have been no Prime. So Bo is ahead of me because he paved the way for me. And I love Bo Vincent Jackson to life.
Who was faster, you or Bo?
It depends on what you want.
Just a
That's
100
that's
dash?
tough. I don't want to run hundreds on the football field. Ain't nobody running 100 yard. I would bet on Prime against anything. I'm and O. You know what I
I
mean?
even think though the fact
You know what
that you
and O-
delayed your answer may be like, oh,
because
may
I
be
was trying to
feeling
be
somebody.
because I was trying to be gracious.
Okay.
And kind. I'm an O in 40s. I don't know how many people I've whooped, but I know I hadn't lost.
I mean,
and
he could run.
O.
Bo could run.
Bo definitely could run to this day.
Deion, do you have another truth this week, or are you sticking with
Yeah,
Dak?
yeah. You know, my truth this week is the winner. Where's my games?
Credit to you, by the way, for getting the first truth correct, where Dan Quinn was going to get fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out.
That was-
The winner
that was
between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Ooh, I like that.
like that.
I don't agree with it, but I like it.
That's
although
my
I don't know.
truth.
Patriots again, like ripped.
That's my truth.
I like that.
I'm going to stand by that.
I like it. All right, Dave.
I'd retract my truth from last week that the Bengals will make the playoffs.
So that's twice now that's happened on
Yeah.
the show. I've
I'm
done the
going
same.
back and forth on that. Damn, I don't really have anything shocking here. There's nothing. I have nothing shocking. I have nothing shocking. I have no truth.
You're just going to retract your truth from last week.
I
That's
retracted
your
the
truth
truth from.
Okay.
I don't. Yes, I retract the truth. I will say the Patriots are getting fucked by the league, but other than that, I get.
How?
Well, because their games are getting moved every time. The COVID rules seem to be changing. Players are getting mad. It's like, I don't know. It's just tough to be a Patriot player right now. There's no rhyme or reason.
I don't question COVID or anything like that, but this is what I thought. How can the best 2 players on the Patriots are the ones who
got COVID? Well,
Yeah.
and like I still don't understand moving a game for a day.
the chances of that?
Somebody said that. They went
Almost
out to
like
dinner.
someone's doing it on purpose, right there.
Yeah, well, Goodell, Deion's best friend.
So Goodell is.
I mean,
you even had to smile on that one. You need to stop, man. You need to stop.
You brought him on the show and gave him fellatio. I have no truth.
You cannot be. You just can't be respectful, boy, guy. You gotta give him fellatio. Respecting the guy, like the guy who interviewed you about it. He wasn't giving you fellatio, right?
Who?
The guy that interviewed you about me interviewing Goodell.
Who interviewed
Eddie?
Oh, yeah.
The guy that was on his knees when he was giving the interview.
Eddie, yeah.
On the Dave Portnoy show?
Yeah, well, it's the Dave Portnoy show, yeah.
All right, Dan, you said that the Ravens are the bullies on the block.
Yep, and they are. They bullied the Bengals, although I agree with Dave, they didn't look perfect offensively. My truth this week is I'm buying low on the 49ers. 49ers looked like the worst team in the league last week. Jimmy Garoppolo was terrible.
Did he get benched?
Yeah, he got benched.
And now there are rumors that they want to move on from him already.
The whole thing looks like a mess, but I think that they're going to come out on Sunday night and they're going to put out their best effort, and there's still enough guys on that team to beat the Rams and then kind of start putting it back together.
All right, I got my truth. I have it. The Panthers will make the playoffs. Carolina.
Okay.
I like that. I'm trying to figure out this one last thing.
Okay.
How can you bench a $20-something million quarterback? and
Who was
still
in the
keep
Super
your-
Bowl last
and
year?
still
Did you
keep your
see some of his throws on
No,
Sunday?
I know, I understand how it happened, but how do you still keep your team focused that he's the guy?
Because
you can't come back from that.
They get this is the one time they had basically a get out of jail free card for Sunday because they rushed him back from injury. So they can bench him and say we shouldn't have brought him back so early, and then this next game will be the most important game of his
If
career.
I'm in that locker room, I'm looking over at him like, you got to be kidding me. So
He
this
was
guy's
that
making
bad.
more than anybody on this team, and you benching him, and
Yeah.
we supposed to believe in him?
That goes back to your philosophy on paying the position players. But I will say,
you go.
and I don't know if they're to believe smoke and fire, but I mean there were rumors about them wanting to dump him last year.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Like for Brady.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
for Brady.
Kyle Shanahan wanted Kirk Cousins. Remember
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan wanted Kirk Cousins.
So I
in-
mean,
in-
it makes
in
you
San
think
Francisco.
that something like instantly they got this guy.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't like
It's
him.
never been. It's kind
Right.
of like the Le'Veon thing. It's never been that person's guy, so you knew it was never going to work out.
And when those rumors are happening, I mean, it's coming from somewhere. Where do you,
coming from somewhere.
you think it's coming from inside the team?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It's always inside the team.
Yeah.
Rumors are always from management, players,
out.
or someone inside that locker room. That's where all the rumors start.
All right. We're going to get to more games in just a little bit, but let's go to the Sunday conversation with Roan and Hunter Henry of the LA Chargers.
Hunter Henry. Sometimes it seems you chase the Super Bowl like you're hunting an elk. Are you a big game hunter?
Yeah, I'm hunting the big game. That's my end goal for sure.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Is it gonna happen?
That's the goal every year.
Hunter's an all-time hot guy name. Did you feel a lot of pressure when you were young to grow up to be hot?
I did not. No,
Good for you.
no pressure.
Don't let it get to you.
No pressure. I won't let it get to me.
There is a rumor going around the NFL, though, that you have your own personal dentist on retainer, the way that many guys have their own barber. Is there any truth to that?
No truth. No truth to that. But thank you. I'll take that as a
It's
compliment, I guess.
not my rumor.
Yeah.
It's just going around. How many Melvins did you expect to meet in your life?
Not that many, and then I met two my rookie year.
You gotta count your lucky stars,
Special,
man. Tell
special.
you that much. Do you produce a lot of lint, belly button, or otherwise?
Not a big lint producer. Yeah. Mark that one down.
Noted. Why don't rappers ever name drop tight ends?
I don't know. We're just the position sometimes that can be, I think, undervalued sometimes, but we are valued.
I think Wale once said, "I remain a giant and you're Jeremy Shockey," and that's the only one I could think of. That's the only. Glenn, can you think of any others?
No, that's a good one though.
That is a good one.
Jam.
You ever try a bidet?
I don't know if I've ever tried a bidet.
You never tried one?
No.
Does it interest you? I mean, you're a man of means. Why not have a bidet in the house?
Yeah, I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want that. I'm
either.
a tradition. I kind of am just a traditional guy. I want to get the job done myself.
Right. You're not
Yeah.
looking for the next big thing in butt cleaning technology.
Yeah, I think I want to get the job done myself.
Just so dry paper.
Traditional, old school.
Couple
and
folds,
just Charmin, nice.
5-ply.
Oh yeah, I'll get it done.
What would you do if you encountered a Venus flytrap?
No clue.
Yeah. What Jeopardy categories would make up your ideal board?
Obviously, probably sports is probably gonna be my go-to categories. Honestly, basketball players, I know like a lot of guys where they went to college.
Glenny, give him a hard one.
Yeah, here we go.
Give him a hard one, Glenn.
This is easy, but Patrick Ewing.
Georgetown.
I just said give him a hard one, and
Okay,
your
wait.
first
let
word
me-
was this is easy,
Okay,
Glenn.
wait. Give me one more. I'll try to think of a current player. Let's say Sean Marion.
It's not a current player, Glenn. Finally. Justin Herbert is your rookie. How do you balance the desire to haze the shit out of him with also wanting to get your piece of the pie as far as targets?
There's a good balance for sure. There's definitely got to be a balance. Got to keep him humble, keep the rookie side of things, but got to keep that confidence up because the ball's got to keep coming and keep coming to all of us. So I think it's died down now, the hazing and the trying to get into him a little bit, but every once in a while we'll mix it in there.
All right, well, while we were watching that, Deion, you said that Glenny could live in the house.
Hey,
You love Glenny.
Glenny is the guy. Glenny would be the #1 character if I was going to do an entourage type show.
He's a good entourage guy.
Yes.
He is. He would be great.
I think he models his life off it. By the way, I was wrong about Dak. He can be franchise tagged, but with the cap coming down and he may not be healthy to start the season.
Why wouldn't he be healthy?
I don't know how long that injury is.
They said
You're
6
franchise
months.
tag someone? I mean, who knows? It makes it all very interesting. Wouldn't you say?
Not really.
You think it's
you got to roll the dice on
Okay.
Dak because
Do it again.
Yeah, you got to.
And what else are you gonna get?
Right.
Like, what are you gonna get that's better than him?
I don't know. I'll make. I think the quarterback position is getting you remember, I don't know, 5-10 years ago when it was like we have no quarterbacks in the NFL. We have a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL. We have a lot of guys coming up. We have a lot of guys, like you can see that it's churned over pretty quickly. Some prospects, like name a list of guys: Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, all these guys that have bad situations. Take a shot at one of those guys. Right?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm giving
way.
giving answers to the issue of a lack of good quarterbacks
We
in the
call
NFL.
that recycling.
I think that is an issue that was 5 years ago. I don't think it's
That's
now.
what's wrong with the NBA. They're recycling coaches instead of giving some new guys shots.
They don't do that in the NFL. I feel like they do that.
What they do, and that's what we're sick of.
crazy, yeah.
We're sick of
Nuts.
recycling. Even stop recycling these darn quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They had a shot, man. They on the largest stage ever. Get rid of them.
I just think you've seen if you look across the league, there's just better quarterbacks than there were 5 years ago.
True.
And there's guys coming. I mean, every year it feels like we have 3-4 guys in the draft. And Trevor Lawrence is going to be a franchise
But
quarterback.
I feel like that's everywhere. You don't know. Like,
don't
none
know
of
that.
these guys who you're like Daniel Jones, who
Yeah.
I liked. We don't know what they are yet.
Yeah.
We don't know that.
What about your
I
guy, Mitch Trubisky?
I don't know if Mitch is the answer.
Yeah. The
hot
verdict
take.
is still out
Hot
for
take.
several.
And I mean, you really, if you look at the NFL for the most part, the teams that have been at the top for the last decade, 2 decades, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers, it's like they have that guy. And
They have that guy.
It's tough not to be good if you have the guy.
And a defense.
Jameis Winston needs another shot. There you go. There's another name. I'm being honest. Future Hall of Famer.
Are you being facetious?
No, I'm not. He threw for 5,000 yards last year.
See, if I'd have said that, you'd have said, and 30 picks.
Well, that part did happen as well, but I think Jameis Winston should deserve another
love me
shot.
some Jameis
I'd rather have a guy like Jameis Winston than a guy who like
Mitch
Tyrod
Trubisky?
Taylor, or Mitch Trubisky, who can't take the shots, who can't push the ball. I would rather lose pushing the ball down the field. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a perfect example. Ryan Fitzpatrick is still playing in the NFL because he takes the shots, he takes risks, he's not a game manager.
And he's a caretaker. Like he's
a good guy.
Right. Everyone likes him. There's no threat of like, oh, Tua's not going to take the job.
That's true.
So he's just like
But
he's keeping the seat warm.
But he's also like he can win you games.
Oh yeah.
He's not just going in there to run the offense and get and check down every
time. Though you can't leave him in there.
Yeah.
Well, you may die, but
Can't leave him in there a long time.
50 yards,
definitely-
touchdown.
He's like a relief
Are
pitcher.
you on him now? I feel like
I'm back on him.
All
I actually said trade Tua.
Fitz magic.
You want to trade Tua?
Yeah, for picks.
You can't trade Tua. Stop it.
Like, what if he's just that much of a late bloomer?
People love playing with Fitzpatrick. It's obvious. It's contagious.
He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, and he's the guy. I've never seen him slide. He's like that type of guy.
Right.
Let's go to the Ain't Nobody Care Game of the Week presented by Pepsi. This football season, prepare your taste buds for the most iconic sports watching drink of all time, Pepsi, with refreshing deliciousness, specially formulated to keep your eye on the ball and mouth-watering fizziness. Pepsi has everything you need to power you through game day. Pepsi is made for football watching. Dan, the game this week, Lions at Jags.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lions and Jags.
Can't wait to see this one.
Care, Deion?
Oh my God, I can't wait to see this
I
one.
have guys that will make you care.
I cannot wait to see this.
Let's see who we got. Lions at Jags.
Hi, I'm Detroit Don, super fan with the Detroit Lions. I'm gonna tell you what, there's a big cat fight going on this weekend. It's in Jacksonville, Florida. Deion, I am the #1 Jag fan because I've been supporting the Jag from day one. And I'm gonna tell you, Deion, the reason you gotta have interest in this is a huge cat fight, and I don't know which cat can punch her way out of this wet paper bag. So if there's a game that you want to watch this weekend, you need to watch the Jaguars. We got a quarterback that walks with some swagger. We have a team that is just awesome. These two teams, I'll tell you who's going to win it. It's going to be the Detroit Lions. So you want to watch a team, you need to watch the Jaguars play, because
Yeah, what'd you think about Dan?
Detroit Don.
How did you get there?
Okay, so this is one of the craziest stories. So Detroit Don and Superfan did a famous video where they got kicked out of the game for standing on defense in a divisional game. They did the whole video. They're like, we got kicked out for standing on defense. And Superfan, Detroit Don's brother, has a tattoo of their seats, their season tickets on his arm. So he read it off, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try to go to a game. The MAC championship was the next night in Detroit. I was going for the MAC championship. They were playing a Thursday night game. I went and I bought the two seats next to them. They showed up, and I was like, hey, can we videotape and watch the game with you? And then that happened. Aaron Rodgers
Unbelievable.
ripped their guts out. They were talking playoffs before that play.
All-time
They were
moment.
crunching the math. You can't get that lucky.
Where do you find necklace in Jacksonville? The guy didn't even have a neck.
Oh yeah, the Jags fan is underrated in that video. The I am the 12th man on his
Yes.
shirt,
Yeah.
and then something about an NFL super fan. Like he actually said, I'm pretty sure I couldn't fully hear it, but he said we have a great team.
I also feel like
Their team is terrible.
He looked like that was like an outdoor bar environment. He like seemed so Jacksonville, like in his back. I will say with the Jags, I don't care about this game, and Mincho, by all
Nobody cares about this game.
all accounts, like super nice guy. He stinks. Minshew stinks.
He might not be great.
What?
People like him, though.
I love him.
He's
Where do you find these people, man?
wildly like entertaining guy, and I think everyone liked to like drink a beer with him and hang out with him. I don't think he's the answer in Jacksonville.
Where we find these fans, Michelangelo, the producer, he finds them. He's got emails.
Like you're doing
I would
a
love
great
to go
job.
through his emails.
You're doing a great job.
But yeah, there's something about the NFL super fan, a guy like that who they could go 0-16 and every week he's like, we got it. We got this week. Like, we're a really good team. People don't realize how good we are.
This may be the worst game ever compiled.
Bad game.
in the
It's
history.
a really bad game. It's
really bad, but you're gonna
Detroit
have-
Don superfan will be watching.
I will say there's something about the chase, though. When you stink, and Detroit's been bad forever. Something about the chase. NFL's unlike any other sport. College football, too. Football in general.
And you guys have to make a pick on this. I know nobody
Ugh.
cares about the game, but
I'm going with, oh my God, this is a good game. I'm going with Detroit on the road.
Dave
Yeah.
or Dan, whoever.
I'll take Detroit as
I'm
well.
going to take the Lions as well.
All right, let's get into the rapid fire games of the week presented by Rocket Mortgage. Adjust your monthly payment, down payment, and closing costs in real time when you need a personalized home loan playbook. Rocket can, the official mortgage provider of the NFL. Let's start with the Denver Broncos at the New England Patriots. Deion, Cam is back, finally off that COVID list. What do you think?
Cam is back, has something to prove. I'm going with the Pats.
Pat's big MVP season back on.
Dan?
Yeah, Patriots are going to roll this one. I feel like I haven't seen the Broncos in forever.
Or the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird season. Let's go to Texans at the Titans. Now, Dave, the Texans did get their win after Bill O'Brien was fired, which Deion said might happen because they're going to be playing for their contract, and then the Titans finally played a game. What do you think?
I'll go with, even though the spread here again is like weird to me, I'm going to go with the Titans.
Dan?
I'll take the Titans as well, but it is, if we were talking spreads here, this
trap.
should be like
It's
a
a rat.
6 point. You
It's
have a
a rat.
4-0 team, or 4-0 team versus a 1-4 team. The spread's only 3.5.
4-0 team coming off a thumping of Buffalo.
Thumping.
Yeah, very strange rat line.
I'm going with Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans. That was just abusive.
Abusive.
That was just disrespectful.
See, he said he's doing too many curls. That's why he was able to
You know what? And I DM'd him, and we talked yesterday, and I said, if you had ever done me like that, I promise you, I would have had the homies waiting in the tunnel after the game. There's no way. I'm going to go back to
You
my
would have made a
kids.
business decision.
Oh, that's
big time.
no. I would have flew up full speed and just cut him. Why would you go up there high? Who does that?
Yeah.
I don't want
was.
to be a party pooper, but he ran for 3 yards a carry that game.
It don't matter.
Everyone was talking
don't
about
matter.
how incredible he was.
That was abusive.
He's not tractor Cito. Derrick Henry gets cooking late November and December.
That was great.
But that stiff arm was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Let's go to the football team versus the Giants.
Ain't nobody care.
Damn
Dan?
ugly game.
Yeah, this is an ugly game. I'm gonna take the Washington football team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. If Kyle Allen is starting, I assume he is. Their offense had at least a little bit of pep in it, and their defense can ball a little bit. Chase Young's incredible. So yeah, give me the football team. This game sucks.
Sucks.
So
Dave?
who's starting quarterback for Washington this
I
week?
think it's Kyle,
Kyle
Allen.
Allen.
Yeah.
I think.
Why?
They benched Haskins, right?
Yeah, they benched Haskins.
Yeah, but
And Alex Smith is.
I thought Alex was the guy.
I mean, he ran 26 plays.
It's like a
and he got
concussion,
25
right?
yards.
I don't know if Kyle Allen got knocked out with a concussion, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's back. I'm taking Washington. I'm not taking if Alex Smith plays. So put that on thing. If
Asterisk,
Alex Smith is
yeah.
starting.
Same with me, actually. I don't think Alex.
We'll
Smith
update that
is.
on Sunday.
So you guys are Alex Smith haters?
No.
To that extreme?
No.
I
I'm
don't
not
want
a
to say
hater.
I don't.
But you don't love him?
It's a great story.
I think Alex Smith has been one of the most disrespected quarterbacks.
Yes.
But coming off the injury, he's a different guy.
Deion, what do you think?
That's tough, man.
Well, it's an ugly game. But Washington didn't
You know
look
what?
that bad against the
I'm
Rams.
going to go with Washington. I just don't trust the Giants.
Copycat.
They haven't scored. The Giants, they scored a lot against
Everyone
Dallas.
scores a lot against Dallas.
Yeah.
Do you think it matters who plays at quarterback for you, Deion?
Yeah, it does matter a lot who plays a quarterback.
So if Alex Smith plays,
I love Alex Smith. Alex Smith is a
Like
great
him as a guy.
game.
You like him as a guy.
I know I like him as a quarterback.
Still?
Alex Smith has never lost a game as a quarterback. I can never watch a game and say, Alex Smith really messed that game
No,
up.
I agree with that.
Yeah. He's not that type of guy. He's a winner.
let's go to Falcons at the Vikings.
Never
Deion,
pick
Dan.
them. I would never pick the Falcons.
Dan Quinn
Might
is
not have
gone.
to.
If Kaepernick can come along, he could still be the quarterback for the 49ers.
Yeah.
For real. I mean, he was very good there, and they thought Kaepernick was, as Jaws said, going to be the greatest quarterback of all time.
He had a good run early.
He did.
But when it all went south is when his head coach left. Because the
Harbaugh,
head
yeah.
coach had a lot to do with calling the plays and in his ear about where to throw the ball. He wasn't great reading defenses of that nature.
When you look at the Falcons and the Vikings, you knew your guy Dan Quinn was going to get fired. He did
I
after, and you said you're never going to bet on the Falcons again.
Yep. I'm picking the Vikings. I can't do it. Atlanta it hurts. It really hurts.
What about the bounce back we talked about?
It ain't no bounce. They have no elastic in their ball. They have no rubber in their ball, nothing.
Watching Dan Quinn was so strange for me because prior years he wasn't a very animated guy, and during this losing streak, I'm telling you, like they give up a touchdown, do the Lombarda. He was like high fiving
fighting for
people.
a job.
Yeah, and trying to keep people motivated. Who's the interim?
It is Raheem Morris.
That's a good
former
name.
coach of the Bucks.
Was he on the staff?
He was on the staff.
Yep.
What does he do? Do we know?
Is he
coach?
defensive back coach?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Then I'm going with the Vikings. If he's the line coach, I would have taken the Falcons. I feel like you always play for the fat line coach for one game. Really? Everyone loves the line coach.
Yeah.
D-backs, not as much. I'll take the Vikings.
Dan, what do you think?
I'll take the Falcons.
Well, and this game is up in the air because didn't the Falcons just
Yeah,
shut down their facility today because
They
of
did.
COVID?
They did.
So it is Thursday. So
And
we'll see.
Julio hadn't played since what? Preseason
Actually,
last
wait,
year?
hold on, because I forgot we're not picking against the spread. I'll take the Vikings.
No.
But if we're
You
picking
knew that.
against the spread,
You knew
plus
that.
4,
You just changed your
I'd
mind.
take the Falcons.
You knew we weren't
no,
picking against the spread.
That 4 is
You just
important. I
did
think
that.
it's going to be a closer game than people think. I do.
Okay.
Falcons have a little bounce in them.
Let's go.
Yeah, they just got
Tiny bit of bounce.
GM and the head coach got fired, but they got bounced.
And they
bit of
just shut
bounce.
down because of COVID, yeah. Well, we'll see. Let's go to Bengals at Colts. Dave, what do you think?
Colts. Pretty
Dan?
straightforward.
Colts, easy.
Colts easy.
All right. Bears at Panthers.
Good game.
Good game.
Dan, I'll let you start. You're Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears, I think the Bears are going to win this game. Reading everything that's being said right now, I think Nick Foles is making a strong push to have more control of the offense, which would be great for the Bears because I don't trust Matt Nagy game to game.
What does that mean?
Like he's talking about, let me call
the
more
game?
audibles. Let's run the game through
That's
me
why
a
I
little
love
bit
my
more.
Foles, my Nick Foles.
Yes.
I don't know who the other guy you guys talked about all the
So
time.
I think it might not happen this game, but I think it's going to happen where Nick Foles gets a little, because the last couple of years Matt Nagy's been with a inexperienced quarterback in Mitch Trubisky, where he's had to call every play and get everything scripted. I think Nick Foles will get a little bit more leeway. So Bears offense is going to get good soon. I'll take the Bears.
Deion, what do you think?
I'm taking the Bears. I like Nick
Shoot,
Foles.
finally respecting.
I like
think you pick
Nicholas
against the Bears
Foles.
every week.
You'll never call him by his nickname.
No, I like Nicholas Foles.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
I love Nick Foles, but I'm going with the Panthers here. And disrespecting quarterbacks or teams that don't respect.
Yes.
I still think Bridgewater and Panthers.
He
yeah.
absolutely is. I mean, he's I had a stat. He's 25-15 as a starter.
He's not going to do anything to lose it for you.
Yeah.
But he's good enough to do things to win. it.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
I like Teddy.
Yeah, so
I
I'll
don't like
take
the rest of
Panthers.
the team in this game. And it's no answer for Khalil Mack in the NFL.
Let's talk Jets at the Dolphins. Now, the Jets in the news this week
my
for
God.
releasing
God, this game
Le'Veon
is
Bell. Deion, what did you think about that? move?
I said this right here on the show. It wasn't going to end right. A guy of that stature and that salary, you have no value when your team is garbage. So you got to cut ties with whatever you can. And that's what happened. He's a casualty of the ineptness of this terrible team. This team is bad. So now if you do that to Le'Veon, when is the quarterback's turn?
When's the head coach's turn?
Right.
The head coach.
Like when is their turn?
Yeah.
Because the quarterback got a lot to do with it. Just handing the ball off to Le'Veon. He was only there for 2 games?
Le'Veon made no sense from the get-go
yeah.
because they
No.
signed him
No sense.
when the old general manager signed him, and Adam Gase didn't want him, and then they got a new general manager, and Adam Gase still didn't want him, and the new general manager didn't want him. It made no sense.
But see, football players, and you got to be a businessman as well. You got to understand all money ain't good money.
Yes.
So when you go places and thinking you making good money, you may make it for a couple of years, but if you go somewhere else and be in a better situation for 4 years, you got to think business. And he was not thinking business because this move was doomed at the beginning.
and we don't know when we're recording this where he's going to end up, but where do you think he's going to end up?
There are 3 teams they listed today. I saw.
Chiefs,
Bills.
was Dolphins?
Yeah, maybe.
And
Dolphins.
first of all, he ain't going to Dolphins. They may have the most
Chiefs,
money.
Bills, and Dolphins.
Yep.
Well, both teams, all 3 teams really don't need you, so it's not going to be a financial windfall. Chiefs and Bills, because they're already good without you. Good situation for him, so he could be rewrapped in the present of a winner. I would go to the winningest team if I were him.
And are you going to take the Dolphins in this game?
I'm taking the Dolphins in this game. I would not pick the Jets. unless they played the Falcons.
I think Dolphins could sneaky make a run at the playoffs. I've said
Dave,
No,
in the
stop.
Barstool Sportsbook app, there's now a boosted prop for the Dolphins to make the playoffs.
no kidding.
Yep.
Dolphins are not
sure
making.
that was in
Dolphins are not making the
I
playoffs.
think it's 25-1 to make the playoffs.
You guys got to
Yeah.
stop.
Good.
I love Brian Flores.
I love him too.
So again,
He's not making the playoffs.
Well, that's why they play the games.
Yeah.
I'll take the Dolphins here.
You can bet it right now. I'll take the Dolphins as well. The fact that Dolphins are 9.5-point favorites against the Jets, holy shit, the Jets are bad. I'm looking it up right
Jets
now.
are really bad.
Unbelievable, the state of New York football.
The Dolphins, Fitzmagic Dolphins bet. Oh, sorry, it's I don't know why I said 25-1. That was to win the Super Bowl probably. It's plus 600 to make the playoffs. They can do it with 7 teams making the playoffs this year. I went through their schedule. They can win 9 games.
No, I've been in on the Dolphins all season. I love Brian Flores.
And Dave, you just said the state of New York football. We're still on which team's going to win first.
Yeah.
Watch. Who do you think it's going to be?
That's
Do we know?
bad.
I mean, the Giants.
That's
The
bad.
Giants
bad.
probably have one of their best opportunities right this week at home. They're favored, which is outrageous. So you have to say the Giants have the slight edge, but just because of who they're playing this week.
Let's go to
Maybe not.
Sunday Night Football, Rams at the 49ers. Dan, we'll start with you.
This is the 49. It was part of my truth. Talk about stinky lines. The 49ers looked so bad on Sunday. The Rams have kind of been rolling a little bit. I think you're going to have an upset, even though it shouldn't be upset because I think the wrong team is favored.
Hungry dog runs faster. Niners season on the line. Rams are feeling good about themselves. Niners win this game.
Where did you first hear "hungry dog run faster"? I just want to know that.
Was it the Eagles?
Yeah, it was.
Did
It was Lane
were you
Johnson.
set me up right there?
No, I'm just
Failure?
wanting to know. A hungry dog runs faster.
Dion, I got a real question.
good.
Going east to west multiple times, does it actually affect
I'm not
team?
good with that.
Yeah, because the Rams have done
East
that.
to west, nobody.
West to east, east to west. The Rams have done
nobody
it
cares.
like 3 times. You don't think it matters?
No, it's not like you driving.
Okay.
You're a passenger.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but still,
You get
like
tired.
when I go to LA, my clock is fucked up for a little bit because the times.
And the Rams are back west now, so it's in their regular time zone. But what I'm saying is they played east last weekend. They played east 3 times this year. They've
And-
literally gone back and forth.
It don't matter.
Okay.
It's their job.
Okay.
It's their job.
Rams are a one streaky team within the game. Like
Right.
they go hot, then
Yep.
they go cold.
They do.
Coaster.
Goff gets
49ers
hot, cold.
49ers have so many injuries, and I don't know who the quarterback is right now. I really don't know. He has to define himself and find himself. I really do think this could be an upset this week. Saying that the San Francisco 49ers can beat the Rams, but I don't like where Garoppolo is mentally right now. I'm going with the Rams.
So you don't think it's going to be an upset?
No, it could be.
Nice.
Subject to change.
So
Mark that one down.
pick.
Mark that one down.
One of these
pick.
2 teams could win this game.
Well,
Right.
it's only 2 teams
Good
playing.
double pick.
Exactly.
Great double pick.
And Dave, who are you taking?
I'm taking the Niners.
Okay. Let's go to Monday Night Football. It is a doubleheader. There's one at 5 p.m., which is crazy. It's going to feel like happy hour. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills. Dave, what do you think?
Bills, both these teams coming off, I wouldn't say the Bills are surprising, but Chiefs certainly surprising. I like the Bills at home here to beat the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs are lightning, like turn it on and off. The Chiefs have had one good game this season, really, and that's when they killed Baltimore. Other than that, they haven't looked good at all.
Yeah, you're
What
right.
about how Buffalo looked, huh?
Buffalo looked bad, but they were getting COVID. It's at Tennessee, tough team. That game didn't surprise me. They
Did
were
Josh
good.
Allen surprise you at all?
Yeah.
I know.
His reads were not good. Maybe because they played against a decent defense that disguised some coverages, and his reads were not good. This is the thing that concerns me. Buffalo and the Chiefs both coming off a loss. The team that has the integrity, that has done it before, I'm going to ride with that team, and that's the Chiefs, because I don't know how they're going to respond. I can't see the Chiefs losing 2 games back-to-back, but I can see Buffalo losing 2 games back-to-back, and that's what concerns me. I'm going with the Chiefs, and the winner of this game, which is my truth, will represent the AFC in the championship game.
Which would basically mean Josh Allen has moved to the top of your board if they get that far.
Point, Dave.
No, he's not top of my board.
Well, if they make it to the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a defensive effort if they make it to the championship, not offensive.
Josh Brown didn't play last week too, right?
I don't know. I don't
think he did.
Yeah.
Dan, what do you think?
I'm taking the Chiefs for Dave's reasoning, but using it against him, I think the Chiefs, they only got up for the Ravens game. I think this is the game they'll get up for. Like, they have been sleepwalking. Dave's absolutely right. The Chargers game, they sleptwalked that. They obviously sleptwalked the Raiders game.
Didn't look good against the Pats.
Didn't look good against the Patriots, but they looked great against the Ravens, and I think that this will be another game where, like, we got to start paying attention. This is a big game.
By the way, I got into hot water. I'm glad I brought this up. That tweet from Travis Kelce was the most infuriating.
What was it?
Travis Kelce after the game, in all caps, to all my coaches and all my teammates, this loss is on me. My hand up, accountability. I take full responsibility. I got to practice harder. He had an awesome game.
Yeah, he did. He had a ton of yards. I'm gonna look it up right now.
There's a but. Let me tell you what they're saying.
Suck my dick for how accountable I am.
Yo, he wants people to be like, it wasn't on you, Trav.
No, what they're saying is something transpired in that game where it was on him. That if he had done this or this. See, sometimes when you watch the game, you watch the game. You don't see the game inside the game when you watch it.
Wrong.
I'm telling you.
That was Travis Kelce being a look at me.
No. For Travis to say something like that, it had to be a huge moment that he was supposed to pick up a block.
He had 108 yards and a touchdown.
It doesn't matter.
He was a monster.
That's the obvious. That's what you're seeing, obviously. I'm saying for a guy of his stature and status to tweet a tweet like that.
Fine. If
that means he messed something up.
If that is the truth, and you didn't want to make it about you'd say that in the locker room. You don't tweet it to the world.
No, Travis is a little different. This generation
he is
different, man.
That was, people didn't understand what I was saying, but that tweet was like, what? I went back and I'm like, did he
If he had a bad game,
it'd
make
sense. Did a Bill Buckner play? I was like, no, he was like the best player on the field.
People were mad at you for saying he wanted attention?
Obvious.
Well, people are like, what do you have against Travis Kelce?
It wasn't an attention-grabbing tweet.
It was wildly attention-grabbing.
For you.
I apologize to all my coaches and teammates.
Because he messed it up some type of way. It had to, no, guys.
Unbelievable game.
He didn't mess it up.
That's a look at me.
For the naked eye. But for football players, he said, you know what? I didn't block worth a darn.
And say it in the locker room.
Say that.
That's what he said. That's what he's really saying.
No, that was look at me.
Let's stand
Tell
up.
me it wasn't my fault, how accountable, even though
Right.
I looked at the stats like the guy was a monster.
Your stats
And he
had
didn't
nothing
drop
to do
any balls. He was a monster.
Stats had nothing to do with it.
Let's go to the last game of the week, the Cardinals at the Cowboys. Deion, it's going to be tough for the Cowboys. It's already been tough, but now with Andy Dalton as their starting quarterback, what do you think?
That's a tough game because I do not trust the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I really don't. The Cardinals are still the Cardinals. They win the games they're supposed to win. They may upset somebody here and there like they did week 1, but they're just an average football team to me. But the problem resides is the Dallas Cowboys can't stop my mama or nobody mama's on this panel. They can't do it. So I do not trust the Dallas Cowboys even at home. I'm going to ride with the Cardinals in this game.
Dave?
I agree with everything just Deion said. I'm taking Arizona, but that's an indictment against the Cowboys, not an endorsement to the Cardinals.
Dan?
I'm taking the Cowboys. I think you get a bounce back. One game bounce back with Andy Dalton. Everyone's going to kind of pitch in, give their best effort. I think the Cowboys are going to win this game.
Well, what about that defense?
34 points.
No, the defense is terrible. The defense is terrible. There's nothing you can do.
They're going to have to score like 50 to win this game.
And they're not going to score 50.
Probably not.
Probably not. We'll get to the primetime picks in just a second, but for now, let's go out to the Fantasy Football Factory Minute with the guys on the podcast.
And thanks, guys, and welcome back to the Fantasy Football Factory Fantasy Minute of the Week. As usual, we have our stardom, sit-em, Nick, hit-em.
Stardom, much like running to an American Idol runner-up's house to take a dip, I'm going Chase Claypool for my stardom. And my sit-em, it's got to be Andy Dalton. It's Dallas versus Arizona, and the Cardinals are going to have Andy under their shoe more than Buzz Lightyear.
Okay, that's a little bit better. A little cowboy joke in there. How about your daytime TV play of the week?
You know what, Rona? I'm glad you asked. I'm going Jerry Judy. That's my daytime TV play of the week.
Okay, I got a similar name but a different game. I'm actually going to judge Judy on this one and sit him down. I got the Broncos having a tough time with the Patriots. They're hurt by injuries. They might need to bring back Shane Ray.
They might have to bring back Rachel Ray.
Okay, well, speaking of girly cooks, we have one of the best matchups of the week there at running back. It's the Falcons versus the Vikings.
Dalvin Cook is actually out.
Dalvin Cook's out this week.
He's hurt. I think it's his groin.
Well, that's bad information. Who do we have starting there? Do you know who we have starting there?
I don't have it.
Does anyone have that on us?
His name is Alexander Madison.
God damn it, Tommy!
This
You
wasn't
knew that
a
this wasn't
fucking
a fucking
speaking
speaking
role.
role! Shut the fuck up, Tommy! We're trying to do something
The
here,
fuck
you
are
fucking
you
idiot!
thinking?
Are you fucking stupid?
Why do you
What the
always have
fuck
to have
is
the
wrong with
goddamn
you?
spotlight?
You're a fucking idiot! Tell him, Michelangelo! Tell him!
Fuck you!
Yeah, and our sleeper of the week, I don't know, fucking Roy Halu.
Fuck it.
Jr.
I don't know.
Fucking
anymore.
Tommy. You're like, who the fuck is this guy that fucking has to say all this shit? I'm fucking.
All right, let's go to the primetime picks of the week. You guys all won your picks last week. Dan, you are still 5-0 in this
Still
Survivor
alive.
pool.
I'm
Still
curious.
alive.
Still alive.
Still alive.
How, like, you always hear when survivor pools die, this would be a wasted survivor pool.
Yeah.
Incredibly wasted survivor.
You're on a good run.
It would drive me insane if I end up going like
I bet
the
some are
entire
done.
season. Oh yeah.
These things die quickly.
Yeah, I mean the Chiefs losing to the Raiders was
Yeah,
probably knocked
big
out
time.
a ton of people.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with you, Dan, since you are 5-0. You're still alive.
Yep.
Who are you going with this week?
I got to take Miami. I mean, that's the best survivor pick on the board because you're not going to probably be able to take them confidently the rest of the year. But against the Jets, come on, give me Miami.
All right, Dave,
I'll take the Colts.
Dion.
I'm taking Minnesota over the Falcons.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you vendetta
that's
against
gross.
the Falcons.
Yep.
That is gross.
All right, anything else, guys?
No, great show. Great show. I had 108 yards, a touchdown, but it was my fault. Anything that bad that happened was my
That
fault.
was unbelievable.
I'd like to apologize to the camera crew. Apologize to
my
the
bad,
producers.
guys.
I don't
was
even know
fucking funny the whole show. I made some great points, but my bad.
I don't even know how I noticed that tweet, but it had tweets.
It's crazy.
Like,
it is crazy.
What a fucking tweet.
I
You'd also have to
apologize.
apologize to the
Dion's not mad
co-host.
about
I
that?
apologize for going 9-5 last week.
Yeah.
Usually I'm dominant. You know, I had to come back down and make everybody feel a part of the show. So I really apologize, guys.
That's a great team player.
I think Deion doesn't hate that tweet because he might have sent it 15,
First of all,
20 years ago.
I would have never sent a
You
tweet
might have said it.
apologizing for my game.
Yeah, Deion's got
No.
2
Well,
picks.
apologize for the
of
game,
100
Guys, I
returns. It's like, I
apologize
gotta do better.
that I didn't high step 60 yards. I only did it 55.
that would have been an unbelievable.
I apologize. You know, I didn't have on a Canali suit after the game. You know, I had on a Hugo Boss. Yeah, I would have said something like that.
Yep.
I think you should just start tweeting those things. Just
I
for
should.
fun. Dave will love it. All right, let's send it out to these guys with your updates on Sunday morning.